Hello, folks. Welcome to the show. Good to be with you. What is it, Wednesday? Friday's the best of, right? Okay, so it's really Thursday. That's how I look at it. I gotta visit the parents. Haven't seen them in, God, I don't know, a month and a half? 2 months? You know.
That's what I'm doing. Same thing.
Yeah, but your parents aren't from Puerto Rico.
No.
It's a joke. Anybody? Hello. Hey, good to be with you. Me and Andy Flowers, that's Brendan on the phones over there. Me and Flowers Andy Fiore were at the Fat Black Pussycat last night. Nice job, Flowers.
Thank you. You as well.
It's not easy, folks. You walk up to a cold audience, which Andy had to do, and just, you got to crack them open. Although I've talked about this before. I don't believe in this. Oh, the crowd's got to be warmed up. Everybody that says that to me, I go, there's such horse shit. If you're at a party, you ever do something funny at a party with your friends and they crack up? Did you warm them up first when you said them again? It's an involuntary reaction you get from warm up. Although, now, let me play devil's advocate. I did a week at the Underground a couple of years ago preparing for my hour special, and I had nobody open. I just walk on cold, and the first minute and a half really was touch and go. But that's because I didn't really say anything that funny. But, yeah, so it was, again, small room, but it was packed, and there was a dead spot to the left that Andy Fiore pointed out during his set, and I'm like, I think he's imagining it. There's not that many people. Then I went up there, and 3 minutes in, I'm like, what are you guys, retarded on the left? The fuck is your problem? Wake up! They sit there with this preconceived notion of what they're going to see. And then there's two couches in the back with coffee tables. It's one of those joints. And there's like 5 girls at each couch. And just, probably in their 20s, mid-20s. And, halfway through, I could tell they were not having a good... I go, did you research? Did you know who you come? I bet you didn't, did you? She goes, no, he didn't. I go, at least you're honest. But I go, do you really think, what I find funny and what Big Fluffy and, Florence Henderson finds funny? And you think it's all the same shit? Or are there some girlfriends of yours that make you laugh harder than other ones? And they called it box office. They said the guy was funny. I'm up there ripping Hillary into asshole, wishing death on Nancy Pelosi. And see the pusses on their faces. They really been brainwashed, these little fucking millennial ditless wonders. But I'm glad they came out. They sat through these poor girls said. And I was actually, like I said, look, I understand. I sounded like Max Cady in Cape Fear when he meets Nolte's wife on the street in his car. I understand. A bit too coarse for you. 2-minute tattoos. You offer me something warm to drink? What are you, better at me? And then I said, I mentioned I was from Westchester. I drove from northern Westchester, and the girls, yeah, she asked me where I went. I said, where do you live in Westchester? And she goes, wouldn't you like to know? Which, of course, I follow with a mature remark like, I wouldn't fuck you for practice. Just tell me where you live. It's the type of shit that really kept me in the game. But it's a good gig. I suggest you headliners do it. But those girls. And then we had a Syrian girl up front, right? In her 20s. I go, what's with your guy? What's with your men over there raping everything that's blonde hair and blue? And she goes, I know, that's why my mother dyed her hair. It's the best joke of the night. She said that so quick. I go, what the? I repeated it because the crowd couldn't hear it. And it gets a huge, and I deserved the laugh. But she goes, yeah, that's why my mother. What the? So now I have a girl making a rape. She's Syrian rape joke. She looked like a girl that washes hair at my salon. I'm not even sure it wasn't her. Maybe she's Syrian and I didn't know about it. Is Sheena Syrian? That's a name. But she makes out like a rape, and everybody's cracking up. And I'm like, I can't figure it out. These girls get mad because I was shitting on Hillary and anything, feminist-like. And this broad makes a rape joke, and they're in hysterics. Kids, I don't know where you're going out there. I don't know what you want. When I say that, I talk to Brendan because he's 25, and he knows. By the way, you know who's joining us? I don't even know when, either the bottom of the first hour or the top of the second. The great Colin Quinn, the legend, my closest friend in the business. He's probably cringing right now. He hears this in the car on the way up here. Everybody who knows Quinn and knows him, he's the sage everybody goes to. What do I do career-wise, life-wise? He's got more wisdom. I don't know where he gets it. He's like that ball guy that used to help out Grasshopper on Kung Fu. The guy that said, carry that hibachi over here over rice paper in your bare feet, bitch. Something like that. What a great show that was. Huh? Now we have Big Bang Theory and How I Fingered Your Mother. What's in your wallet? Your sister's number and a condom. What's in yours, nosy? Kung Fu, Andy, were you around for that? You're a little...
I watched the reruns when I was a kid, but yeah.
Did you like them?
Yeah.
I got home from school that was... You watched
around.
This is the age difference. That was the reruns. I was watching them as they were being broadcast live. Tremendous. But Colin Quinn, he's the master. And oh my God, guess what? Come see me. Jesus, really? Less than a week? I'm back at the Fat Black Pussycat Tuesday, August 8th. And then September 16th at the Newtown Theater. It's kind of frightening me that I'm giving September dates already. Oh, my God. Life is over pretty soon. Newtown Theater in Newtown, Pennsylvania, September 16th. I've done the gig before.
Yeah.
Beautiful theater. Just great. It's just the right size. Just the crowds that, they're far away from anything, so they're not starved for entertainment, but they really appreciate it. As opposed to if you go to, Uncle Vinny's and they sit there with their arms folded and go, we saw this shit. Again, I like Uncle Vinny's too. It was the wrong club to name. Andy, name a shithole that you play. Just throw a dart.
Wow.
And starting Monday, folks, this coming Monday, August 7th, we will be moved to 8 p.m. Eastern Time till 10 p.m., which is drive time on the West Coast, which is good. Captive audience, as they say. So Fiore made like $30 last night. He's happy. Anyhow,
it was fun.
I came home and I took a trazodone. I laid off the lorazepam because that combination, it's a dangerous combination, made me very Stephen Hawking-like. I couldn't just this. I just go with Brendan's doing a perfect. Oh my God, he's nailing it. He's biting the tip of his own nose with his lower jaw like Stephen does. And again, I feel fun to poke fun at Stephen Hawking because he's smarter and richer and more famous than I'll ever be. So
I think you opened up on that last night.
I did open up on that last night. How did I get on that?
Something about an ad campaign.
No, it's about the energy of the audience on the left. Right. I go, it's like a Stephen Hawking has more energy. And then I went to, he's in a commercial for Jaguar. And I said, I love the guy, but please somebody sit him up straight in his chair. Looks like he fell off a shelf and landed in that thing. And I'm not to be insensitive. This guy writes 10 books a year with his tongue, and I can't even get a pamphlet out. I'm sitting at a desk with good lighting, up straight. Nothing. This guy. I don't know how to make a book or a pamphlet. So anyways, I come on from the gig, and but I do what I usually do. I get downstairs and see how the Red Sox did, and they're playing the Cleveland Indians. One of those wild games at Fenway. One of those games, it's the reason you watch the Sox, hoping it's a game like this. Even the announcer for the Sox said, like in the 8th inning, this has got a feel of one of those, I think he said 14 to 12 games, and he wasn't off by much. But top of the ninth or 10th, Indians get a run on a pass ball. They go ahead, and I'm like, here we go again. First guy up for the Sox grounds out. Next guy, Devers, who went 4 for 4 the night before. This kid, he's 20 years old. He gets on base. I forget how. Then there's another out. Okay? Moreland comes up. Is it one out? Moreland comes up. He keeps fouling off pitches after pitch. I mean, unbelievable at bat. Keeps fouling off pitches. Finally, he swings and misses, but it gets past the catcher. So he sprints to first. And then enter Christian Vasquez. I think he had a couple strikes on him. So they were when Moreland struck out, if the catcher holds it, the game's over. That's it. Vasquez comes up, I think a 2-1 count. Christian Vasquez, who's been on fire. Even the announcer, I got to give the prop to the Red Sox. He goes, Christian's been on fire when he was on deck. And if we can get him to the plate, And this is what he does.
And the 3-1 pitch. Christian swings, hits a drive to center field. This ball's back. It is gone! It is gone! A walk-off home run! Christian Vasquez does it! 2 outs in the ninth. A 3-run homer for Vasquez. His second of the year. And the Red Sox win the ball game.
Well, I just brought that up because you mentioned the Yankees were in first place yesterday for 5 seconds. And so did Tony Burton, my agent. Straightaway center field at Fenway. And it hit way up high. This would have been out of Yellowstone. It was about a foot off the ground. Go ahead, Andy.
Was there some ridiculous catch with the Indians made last night, too?
That was my
Holy
next
smokes.
comment. Austin Jackson.
Oh. Betts, I think.
No. Well, no, I'm going to say Bradley Jr. made a catch
right.
last week that, on Monday night, Sunday night game, whatever, they showed it 1,000 times. This was better than that. This guy left he was fully extended. The fence, the bullpen fence hit him like right around the thigh-knee area. He went over like Torrey Hunter did a few years ago in the playoff game, just like that. What an athletic, unbelievable catch. Even the, Fenway crowd was like, oh, my God. 19 cigarettes in me. Let's pull it up and watch it on radio.
I just wanted to see it again.
No, I know. I never understood this. So they do this on all the shows. Jimmy's
Good
show.
Lord.
Go ahead. Oh, it's Hanley Ramirez.
Long fly ball, deep center field. Jackson's back. He leaped. He made an unbelievable catch. He flipped into the bullpen.
Unbelievable.
Did he hang on?
No
That's the only
exaggeration.
question at this point.
He sure did.
What a play by Austin Jackson.
Yeah, anyway.
That just might be the play of the year.
Yes.
God damn.
Well, that's why, but like I said, that's why you love Fenway. There's a lot of games like that throughout the season that you sit down hoping you're going to see one of these. And it doesn't always turn out the Sox way. Chris Sale got whacked around, by the way. And why I'm playing Mike Francesa right now, I have no idea. But I just had to talk about it because the Yankees, my arch enemies, are a half game behind us. They were a half game ahead of us yesterday. And it makes me feel good about myself because I have no life. Did I mention Colin Quintleby? But, oh, my God. But Moreland should get all the credit. That Moreland guy, the first baseman for the Sox, he fouled off about 6 pitches. And the guy struck him out, but it was beautiful. It was just, it gives you hope. Those are the teams. Is anybody going to beat the L.A. Dodgers, though, is my question. They have, like, the best record in they're like 73 and 34 or something. It is crazy. They're running away with it. Unbelievable. But don't count the Yankees out either. They're giving me the creeps. They get Sonny Gray and whatever.
Jesus.
What?
The closest team to the Dodgers is 14 and a half back.
Oh, my God. I thought it was worse than that, to be honest with you. You're right. The Rockies. Look at the Padres. Giant. Wait a minute. San Francisco's. Am I reading that right?
Yeah.
It says 35 back? What the fuck? Are they playing the same sport? But I love it. Yankees Sox, right? Neck and neck, Andrew. That's the way it should
half
be.
Game. I love it.
That's the way it should be. But
Division's tight. Jesus.
The other thing I wanted to bring up, I'm for I told you, I'm for robots behind the plate calling balls and strikes. I know it takes out the argument with the umps and shit. Balls and strikes. The pitch tracks thing they use? I think that's the way to go. A lot of times these guys throw a perfect pitch on a 3-2 count, whatever, 2-2, and guys like, well, it's human error. Yeah, we'll take the human error out of it. You did it and everything else. Just do it quickly. Just balls and strikes. Everything else.
I was going to say, you still need the home plate ump there.
For what?
Home plate calls at the plate, foul tips.
You don't,
Sometimes
though.
you don't see that.
No, but listen, you say the umpire has to be there for the close plays at the play. You're going to review those anyways.
Dude, it's so slow. Come on.
You're going to review them anyway, though. They do it now. If it's close.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I was a...
That game doesn't need to be slowed down anymore.
No, it doesn't. But they can do other things. Have one out in an inning. Play 4 innings for the retarded kids that can't pay attention for more than an hour because they grew up on MTV. Holy shit, I see rolling. That means Colin Quinn must be close behind. Let's go to Pat in New York. Pat says... Speaking of Colin Quinn, I shouldn't take advice from Quinn. Go ahead, Pat. Expound.
I love Colin. Fans, back in remote control TV.
Yeah, your phone.
Plays. I got his books.
Okay.
Oh, anyway. All right, can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. I love Quinn. I mean, I've been to. I saw him on remote control live in the studio as a kid, and I've been to his plays. I have his books. He's, but I mean, the guy was on the Rockstar MTV, got on SNL.
Yeah.
But then he passes on Austin Powers. And he tries to rewrite Crocodile Dundee 3. I mean, whatever the heck it was. I mean, I'm not too sure if you want to take advice on him on your career.
I didn't say career, but I just meant advice, wisdom, life-wise. No, I'm not going to fucking... Absolutely. No, I'll end up... No, he's done... Yeah, bring him in. We got him... Mike... Pat... We got him waiting in the lobby, Mike. Thank you, Patrick, for the call, by the way.
Thanks, man. Yeah.
For Christ's sake, that's the last thing I want is Quinn thinking we're holding out on him. We need his wisdom and his career advice. Come on in there, will you, Colin? Hi, Roland. How are you?
Hi, Carl.
Guys.
Right here.
Ooh.
What do you got there?
Oh, I like this blue marble. It's lovely.
Blue marble. Yeah, fucking.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Right here.
Please, it's fucking Home Depot vinyl.
Yeah, you're right.
How are you? I know you were in Europe. You get any shots over there?
What do you mean?
I don't even bring anything in the studio.
I was in Italy. You gonna blame your people?
In Ireland.
And Ireland.
Isn't that fucking Europe too?
I know. I was just trying to trash your people by saying I was in Italy.
Oh, well, we'll get to my people. That's right where I was going. The first, we only got one call in it. It said, you taking advice from Colin Quinn? He passed on this movie and that movie?
Who said that? Put him on.
Patrick in New York.
Figures. Put that Irish bastard on.
No, he can't. He's calling from, Rosie's.
Patrick. Just the fact he doesn't call himself Pat is already suspicious.
Yeah, a lot of guys are doing that now. I'm Michael. No, you're not.
No, you're not. You're Mike.
You're Mike.
And
Mickey.
Patrick, you're Patty.
And anyhow,
they're trying to get very formal.
I have to thank, speaking, Jesus Hinosa Jr. has contributed to my podcast. Thank you so much, Jesus.
You're doing great on the Mets this year, by the way. Jesus.
Yes, he's a long relief. Yeah, thank you. If you want to sign up for the podcast, connectpal.com/Nick, connectpal.com/Nick, and you get 5 shows a week for $3.99 a month, and you can't beat it with a stick, as they say. Can we play that Procter and Gamble ad that I... Listen to this, folks.
Called The Talk.
Yeah, it's called The Talk. It's about 2 minutes long, and we're going to play the whole 2 minutes because it's that irritating to me. P&G, my black is beautiful. It's time for everyone. Hashtag talk about a buy. Yeah, we haven't talked about it enough in this country.
No.
I don't think
it was very brave, that commercial.
Yeah, it took a lot of... Didn't it?
Procter & Gamble. It's for lotion. Yeah. I mean, ridiculous. It's like... that commercial from 1953.
That's what did I say to you?
Yeah, it was one every decade. Like, from the 50s it started. And...
I know, but when it got to even 2017, it might as well be 1955.
Jesus, yeah.
And the sad music behind it. And when's the last time some white person said to a little cute black girl, "You're pretty for a black"?
Yeah. And when's the last time someone used the N-word? A white person. Even white rappers won't use it. Eminem never used it.
Procter & Gamble. Don't buy any of this shit, folks. I don't even know if I have any of it. I'm gonna go home and. What do they make, Quinn?
Febreze.
Febreze.
Yeah, Febreze, that shit.
I gotta throw that out? What's Febreze? Makes your sheets smell good?
Yeah.
Fabrizio.
Am I wrong? Did I get
crazy.
under my skin?
It's nuts.
Pull up some of the comments that I can. I just. How long are you gonna play this? Horse. It's like a con game now. I like this guy says. These are comments after the clip. Remember, Black Child, you're a permanent victim. Use that excuse to behave as poorly as you wish and reference bullshit commercials like this to demand special treatment you've not earned. Signed, Liberal America. P.S. Vote Democrat or else. I think that says it all.
That's crazy. Yeah.
And then Colin says...
P&G.
It says, I like this one, when your parents fill your head with white hate to make themselves feel better. Yeah, this is how I see it, too. Hate to agree with some of these so-called racists, but...
Well, at least it won't set up a contentious relationship for people.
Exactly.
But I like the white kids chasing them home from school.
The very racist ad.
I want to know what town that was.
As non-racist white, I feel deeply offended by the stupid publicity, and I am avoiding P&G from now on. And I suggest you people do too.
You can't avoid P&G.
I know.
That's a super corporation,
big, right?
Yeah, they're like one of those corporations like back in the old days when it was like Ford Motor Company, P&G. There was like 6 companies in the whole country.
Yeah, and then you jump over to Chevrolet. You jump over to Lincoln.
Yeah.
If you know what I'm saying. It's just, you got to stop with this shit. And by the
Why
way...
are you wasting your breath? You know it's not going to stop.
Huh?
It's not going to stop until there's
fucking radio, and I have to talk about something, Quinn. I thought you'd appreciate it.
Until there's a civil war, nothing's going to stop.
Well, that's what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to expedite the process. That's what this show's here for. I'm tired of it. Sad piano behind a soap commercial. Give me a fucking break. Goodness gracious, Heloise. Yeah, it was each generation they were, but that
was different.
It was different generations, but you really couldn't tell the difference, could you?
No,
because that song has been the same throughout those decades.
Yeah,
and will continue to be, like you said.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Oh, for the love of Pete, do you want reconciliation? Do you want retribution? And it was directed by somebody named Malik. That was a shock, and I think Ray Lewis wrote the sheet music.
But what is Procter and Gamble? You know, there had to be a board full of white guys going, "Oh, that's fantastic." We're really.
I don't think so. I think there's probably.
Who do you think is in charge of Procter and Gamble?
What?
Who do you think
is Gamble? By the way, relax.
Who do you think it is? Boogie Down Productions. Who do you think?
You're assuming that because it's a big corporation, it's all white guys sitting on it. I disagree.
Well,
Coca-Cola is like 70% black, upper level.
It is.
Well, I might have thrown that figure a little. Yeah, but it's very black.
Yeah.
The CEOs, you know how it is.
It's
you
Atlanta.
just said it. Huh?
It's Atlanta.
It is Atlanta. But I'm just saying.
Where's Procter & Gamble at?
What?
Anyway, it's on the internet. Nobody watches that.
I can't. How about my producer? He throws this at me about a minute before showtime. This guy saw it this afternoon at like 1 o'clock. I'm like, yeah, no, we wouldn't be interested in talking about that on the show. Meanwhile, I got you coming in. We're going to talk about fucking Cork County. How was it? First of all, we'll get to that in a few minutes. Let's take a call, shall we? Let's go to Rich in Georgia. Rich, say hi to Colin, Quinn, and me, will you?
Hey, Colin, how you doing?
Hi, Rich.
Hey, I was going to say, well, you said it was directed by a guy named Malik, but I guarantee it was these young little hipster white kids that probably spearheaded this advertisement for them to pat each other on the back saying, look how we're not racist. I get so sick of that crap.
I don't like the use of spearheading there. Well, no need of that, Rich.
I just hate these.
That's inflammatory.
I just hate these I'm sorry. I just hate these liberal whites that think that they need to defend black people because they can't defend themselves. I think maybe they need to watch that World Hip Hop or whatever.
Yeah, they're very patronizing.
YouTube. Yeah, they can't defend themselves very good.
Yeah, they're very patronizing, those kids. I know what you're saying.
The young hipsters?
Yeah.
The Brooklyn ones?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it needs to be beat out of them. I'm glad they were picked on earlier in life, but apparently didn't get the job done. Jesse in Arizona, welcome to the show, Jesse.
What's going on, fellas?
What's your thoughts on this Procter & Gamble ad that really got my blood curdling? And that's not saying much.
I moved out to Arizona 2 years ago, but I had to have this conversation with my daughters when we lived in North Carolina. I said, "Listen, honey, you're a beautiful white girl. You're not, you're beautiful no matter what your color is." And I said, "You can do anything in the world that you want to, except for claim racism from black people, because it doesn't work that way, honey. It just doesn't work that way. So now I think Johnson & Johnson should make a commercial for white people."
Johnson & Johnson, just the name doesn't...
Yeah, that sounds black.
That sounds too black.
Yeah, good call.
That reminds me of the Johnson brothers. Brothers Johnson.
You make a good point, Jesse.
Hello, my love.
Ooh. You hear that?
That was nice.
Yes.
Thank you.
Colin's very Motownish. Yeah, thank you for the call, Jesse. And I think you're right. Many people have had that. You got a little white girl, you know, in this day and age, you don't say, hope you get home safe. Seriously. You say that to any kid. We're living in turbulent times is what I'm saying. But to make it... I
know everything's got to be racial.
It's black and white.
Yeah.
It's the black and white thing. Yes, it is. We're not moving forward here. It's making me nuts. Nick in Long Island, say hi to Colin Quinn.
Hey, Colin.
What's up, Nick?
Let me just switch gears a little bit. I love both of you guys. You two are my favorite comedians of all time. But last night I was in Lower Manhattan in Little Italy eating, so I figured I'd walk over to see Nick's show at the Fat Black Pussycat. And, of course, I couldn't get in because it was sold out. But, lo and behold, Colin Quinn is hanging out outside.
That's right.
And he's telling me what a creep and miserable creep you are, Nick. He did a set before you. He's in the green room. You come in, and you greet him by saying, what the fuck are you still doing here?
No,
saying,
I did not say
that.
Nick, that's not the way... Let me tell what happened.
Yes, that doesn't sound very...
That does sound like him, but that's not what happened. What happened was, Nick, let me tell you what I told you. I said, this is why you have to love Dipaolo. He gives you... He is who he is. I see him walk by, and I was like, I felt rude. I didn't even say hello. I was talking to these people taking a picture. I'll go up to the green room. He's probably, getting ready to go on. It's kind of an anxious place. It's an intimate space. I go up to the green room. 20 seconds later, he looks at me and three other people and goes, when did this become the fucking green room? That was a good idea. And I just turned around and walked out. I said, that's Nick. You know what I mean?
But that wasn't directed at you guys.
It wasn't directed at me.
It was directed at the audience.
It was directed at all of us.
Well, no, what I meant was the green room is where the audience sits, is what I was getting at, and I thought everybody's in agreement with me. But
he's
apparently,
up there with Andy and Tony Burton, and I'm still mad at Tony Burton, to be honest with you.
All right, Nick, thanks for...
Just got to love him. Wait, Rick, Nick...
No, you already fucking lied about me once. You want another story?
Sorry, I exaggerated.
Yeah, get that fucking thing right the first time.
I just really enjoy your show, and I'm so glad you got people like Colin on, and a couple weeks ago when you had Ron Bennington on. And,
yes.
And, that crew is just so cool. Kelly, Florentine, Norton, Louis, Voss, Anthony from Opie.
Yeah, those are hard gets in radio.
I know they are, and it just brings back such good memories of this channel that it used to be. Now it's kind of you're the only show you and Norton are the only show I listen to, unfortunately. But anyway, that's just my opinion.
All right, Nick.
All right, Nick.
All right,
appreciate it.
See you.
Bye.
Anytime you feel like bastardizing the truth again, call in. Son of a bitch.
Call in.
Let's take a break. We got the legend here, Colin Quinn, and like I said, he just got back from Ireland, and he was in Italy. And he's got a summer home in Tunisia. We're going to talk about that. 866-969-1969. And I'd like to talk about the commercial that Procter & Gamble put out. It's obviously anti-white, and it's stuck in the 1950s. And I don't give a shit if it was Malik or Kevin who directed it. It's a piece of garbage. Back after this. Was that from Unconstitutional?
Yeah. That was some clear audio, by the way, Andy.
Was it bad?
No, it was great. I've never sounded that clear in my life.
You did, didn't you?
Yeah.
By the way, New York Story and Unconstitutional is streaming on Netflix right now. And follow him on Twitter.
And long story short, it'll be on there soon since apparently HBO got hacked.
Yes. We'll get into that in a few minutes.
Long story short, yeah. It was on there.
It was on HBO.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's people will be getting that.
They'll finally start watching it again.
Hit him up on Twitter at I am Colin Quinn and visit colinquinn.com. He's selling, what do you got, shot glasses and ashtrays?
Yes.
colinquinn.com for his tour dates. I don't remember you having a website or did you?
I do have a website, but it's a very recent acquisition.
It is, right?
Yeah, only a few months.
I figured it.
I sell T-shirts that make no sense, but they're very comfortable. But if you read them, you'll be like, "What's this T-shirt mean?" Nobody understands. I've sold like 6.
I can't even picture you selling anything.
Yeah,
You're such a I mean, Quinn is the real deal. He is an artiste, not in it for the money.
I'd like a nice beach house, though. That would be nice, wouldn't it? Nice, peaceful beach house.
Absolutely.
Like, you ever see Manhunter? Remember at the beginning when he's on the beach?
No, I don't.
Oh. Dream much, Will. It's the greatest movie ever. It's the original Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah, with what's his name? The blonde-haired.
William Peterson, yeah.
What's his name?
William Peterson.
William Peterson, yeah, no. That's not who I was thinking of at all. Didn't they do one with Tony Randall? Let's go. We want to take one more comment, or two more comments on the Procter & Gamble ad that plays like it's 1955, and I'm just tired of it as a straight white male who's proud of it. Mark in Missouri, your thoughts about the commercial?
Well, thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Wow. I wasn't expecting this. I would like to say, Mr. Colin Quinn, I quit watching Saturday Night Live when you left. And then back to the topic. It's so irritating to me that both the coasts are so this bullshit racist stuff. If you come here and I kiss your ass, I'm white, so I can go to any neighborhood, anywhere in this area, and get along with everybody. Because that shit was never taught to me. It was never taught, you're white, so you're a bad guy. It was never taught that, and it wasn't taught to the other folks either. They see me as a person that, here we are, let's get this job done, or what have you,
Yeah.
There's no animosity. There's nothing, and it just irritates me that coming from both the coasts, they're trying to, I don't know, make the younger generations think that, oh, wait, your daddy worked for a white man. That white man's racist. That is why I lean more conservative, but I do not, I can't call myself a conservative. I think a woman needs to be able to have her choices.
Right.
I think you should be allowed to fuck whatever you want to fuck, and ain't none of my damn business. But
you're a libertarian.
Trying to gear everybody towards whitey's bad. I ain't standing with that. And I can go to any urban area, walk into any store, and be just fine. Buy what I want, walk right back.
Yeah, but you're probably like 6'4", 240.
What's that?
How big are you?
No, I'm like 5'11", 200 pounds. Only thing I got going for me is I wreck buildings.
You wreck buildings? He's a beast, yeah. He's one of those 5'11", 200 pound, he's like Don Nottingham.
Thanks for the call, Mark. But he makes a good point. They're just exacerbating the racial tensions.
That's the point. Yeah, you're telling people that this is the way the world is right now.
And there's a generation that has soaked this shit in and believes it.
It's brainwashed.
If you don't believe me, listen.
Bacon, fry like bacon, pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon, pigs in a blanket, fry like bacon, pigs in a blanket, fry like.
Yeah.
That was the Pistons at halftime, sitting on their bench. For love of Christ, did he say that? It really is just...
It's crazy. It's such propaganda and such brainwashing.
It's propaganda.
It's terrible.
And don't tell me...
Awful.
Yes. And it's a con game. It's how it's worked for years, I guess, right?
Yeah,
it's paid off. So
Yeah.
why would they abandon it, I guess, their trump card? No pun intended, but I'm just saying. Seriously.
But it's Procter & Gamble. This is a corporation doing this, so I don't understand why they're doing this.
And like he said, it plays well in New York and L.A. and probably and wherever else, San Francisco.
Sure.
But how about there's zillions of people in the middle of the country, the flyover states that use Procter & Gamble.
Yeah, I don't understand.
They have to be laughing at this like I am. And you don't have to be from Ohio to find this silly.
Right.
I grew up in friggin' Boston, and I've lived in Boston, New York, and L.A.
Right. The holy trinity of political correctness.
It really is aggravating.
3 of the 4.
Let's take one more on this. Actually, you can take a couple more because now the phone's out. Fontaine, Virginia, our friend Fontaine. What's going on, man? Black guy, by the way,
buddy.
Colin.
Hey, Colin.
You didn't have to tell me that when his name was Fontaine. Hey, Fontaine.
Hey, Nick, I got a comedy question for you if you'll entertain that. But if you want,
the answer is puppets. Ask me and Colin.
A black guy's opinion of that. I'm 49 years old this year.
Yep.
Blue collar guy, homeowner, married, and
you sure you're black?
That shit really, it's kind of offensive to see a commercial like that because we don't really need it force-fed. But even worse than that is the white guilt. Dude, I was in the grocery store recently, and
yes.
A young white girl was blocking the lane. So I went down through there, and she goes, I'm sorry. She said I'm sorry like 5 times. I was like, chick, you don't need to say I'm sorry. Just move your fucking cart.
What was the last call? What did he say? Your fucking what?
Just move your fucking cart.
No, you're right. I see it all the time. Hey, here's Fontaine. Ever see this one? This is one you got to watch out for. And I've seen this, and I'm pointing this out now. You'll all be jumping on it. When there's a foul ball, at least at Fenway, and an adult gets it. I've seen this play out 6 times in the last 3 seasons. They look around for a little black kid to hand it to.
At Fenway?
At Fenway. Yes, there's black people at Fenway. Colin, just because they were the last team to integrate. It's actually a good point.
You know what? A lot of black people get it wrong, man. You know, I don't want to be given anything by anybody. I want to work for it, and there's a certain satisfaction to that.
Of course.
But I don't think they get it because the same person, if they give it to you, can't they just take it away?
Of course. Now, let me ask you, Fontaine, do you have friends that would watch that commercial? Would they have the same point of view that you have on it, or would they go, yeah, that's how it is? We still got to work 3 times harder.
No, birds of a feather, you know that how that goes. But I can tell you this, man, I wasn't always this way. I was raised in zip code 10035.
Where's that,
and I think you know where that is.
I don't.
But there's a lot to be said for it's way uptown Manhattan, north of 110th Street.
Oh.
But there's something to be said for assimilating to society. I mean, I hate to sound like a fucking Uncle Tom, but life is pretty good for me.
Yeah, you don't sound like the people. You know, the Democrat Party will call you an Uncle Tom for having that point of view. You gotta march lockstep with those fuckers, or you're Uncle Tom.
Meanwhile, if you went back to your old zip code, it's all white.
It's true, isn't it?
I'm too dark for the white people and too white for the black people. I wish I had $1 every time I heard that fucking shit.
Patrice said that about me one time on Tough Crowd.
Patrice said that about you?
Yeah. That's so strange. He goes, white people don't want you and black people don't want you.
Oh, my God. He was mean, that
guy. Can I ask you a comedy question?
Yeah.
Sure.
I used to host some shows way back in the day down in Daytona Beach, and there was a guy from Nick's Comedy Stop that used to come down. He was a headliner named Teddy Bergeron.
Yeah.
Is he still around anymore?
What is the latest on Teddy comedy?
Well, it's funny you say that because I actually do have the latest on Teddy, which is he lives in Las Vegas.
Oh, that's right.
And he pals around with one Mike Reynolds.
Oh, Jesus.
Who's a friend of mine from years ago.
That means he's
Teddy,
dead.
Teddy is he does an occasional set, but as you probably noticed then, he has some issues that...
Yeah, he did.
To put it mildly, even in Daytona Beach, people were like, listen, we're Daytona Beach. We tolerate a lot. But you too much.
Hey, Fontaine, thanks, man.
You guys.
Great call.
Thanks.
Yeah, man. See ya.
I'm not just saying that because you're black. Great call, Fontaine. I'll tell you, you really brought your A game. Oh, my God. Now I find that funny, a black guy named Fontaine calling from Virginia asking about Teddy Bergeron.
Yes, I love it.
That is unbelievable.
And I'm actually one of the few people that
would
has
know
information on him.
Exactly.
I mean, I'm not even from Boston, but because of Reynolds. He sends me pictures of Teddy standing there.
What, in a hospital room?
No, just a dazed look on his face. No, in the middle of, like, the Vegas place. Like, you ever see, like, remember in Casino when they set up, like, the Gutter Gulch, like the place where Pesci and his sleazy crew work out of?
Yeah.
All the streets, all the backgrounds look like that. Whenever Reynolds sends me a picture. It's always like the part of Vegas where it's like, oh, I don't want to go there.
When you said that Reynolds send you a picture of him and I honestly got it. The mental picture I got was Bergeron in a hospital bed and Reynolds rubbing ice on his lips, just trying to keep him moist.
Yeah, it's basically John Voight trying to put a blanket over Dustin Hoffman.
Isn't that funny? The Fontaine, black guy from Virginia, asked him about Teddy Bergeron, and one of the things Teddy was known for at Knicks when I first started, he comes in one night, I'll never forget this, he goes on after Steve Sweeney, who's the king of Knicks. This is in the heyday. Sweeney almost gets like a standing ovation.
Sure.
Teddy Bergeron goes on after him and is doing like a little dumb accent, like he was acting like he was new on stage, and the crowd started booing him and shit and stuff, and they started,
Yeah.
and then all of a sudden he puts a boombox on the table, goes behind the curtain, comes back. He's dressed like Michael Jackson. This is a pasty white Irish guy, blonde eyelashes,
the
in
whitest,
his 50s at the time, right?
Whitest, pastiest, out of shape Irish guy, red hair.
Puts on Beat It and dances better than Michael Jackson. You wouldn't, the fucking room, 350 people like this. He's lip syncing the whole thing, moonwalking, doing every move from the video. I've never seen an audience go from "fuck you, get off" and shit, and he got a partial standing ovation. I remember half the room standing. He was a little creepy in his funniness. He was kind of brilliant.
Well, they said he was a brilliant guy, but then was it you or somebody told me that the day after he did the Tonight Show, back when that was like made his whole career, he did a Tonight
with
Show
Carson
and killed. And it was like this amazing set. And they said the next night they stepped over him on their way into Knicks.
Yeah, me and Kenny Rogerson stepped over. That wasn't. It was a few years down the road. Didn't his dad get killed right after he did his Tonight Show?
Oh,
his
really?
dad died of something. That's what said. But yes, me and Kenny Rogerson were walking into Knicks one night to work on a Friday night. There's a line around the block. The doorman trying to pick this guy up, laying in his own. It was Teddy.
Oh my God!
And of course, Kenny Rogerson, being the comedian that he is, as he's stepping over me, he goes, "Didn't I see you on the Tonight Show?" And then he goes, I wonder what he did with that money. That's what Kenny Rogerson in one breath. That's Boston comedy right there.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
so many funny guys. Well,
at least at Knicks.
Yeah, I told you about that Knicks thing with me and Steve Sweeney killing. Oh my God!
What happened?
I tell you that story. I mean, I'm sure you've heard it over the years, but where Sweeney, it was my first time in Boston. I go on the first show Friday night. I'm like, it's not that bad, Nick. Everybody says it's so bad.
Yeah.
Second show, I go up. I didn't know they would give me the big setup because the MC is the headliner.
Right.
So Sweeney goes up. Chance Langston comes up to me and he goes, I have to, Colin, I have a 45-minute drive home. My wife is very upset. Can I, you don't care if I go on first, do you? Like, they weren't asking. They were just saying, it's like, all right. Him and Sweeney go on. He's got a guitar. I didn't know. He's up there killing.
Chance?
Chance.
Yeah.
Sweeney comes out. The crowd's going nuts. Now Sweeney comes out with a mop on his head and starts singing "Come Back to Jamaica Plain." They do this whole improv singing, the two of them dancing and singing, and the crowd's going, bah! It's like the Late Show Friday anyway. And then he goes, and then Chance walks off standing on, and Steve goes, "Ladies and gentlemen from New York, Colin Quinn." I go on stage. Literally in 5 minutes. And remember something, I don't understand. Like, I never saw guys like this because I'm from New York. So I'm seeing a bunch of guys in, like, Izod shirts and white pants and, like, deck shoes. With red hair and blonde eyebrows, like, And so I'm thinking, these guys are, like, waspy guys. They're pussy, you know what I mean?
They're not.
I figure they're, like, they're from Kennedy, where the Kennedys are from. There's, like, 50 of them yelling. But I go, look at these guys. I should have noticed they had, like, tattoos and a little bigger than the average, But I'm just thinking, these waspy idiots, spoiled kids, you know what I mean? And they're going, but that's how they dress up there. They dress like the pop collar. This is like 1985, 86.
He's talking about young Irish kids.
Yeah, they're all from Southie and
like
Dorchester.
Southie.
Yeah.
And they wear the Izod shit almost ironically.
Yes.
Like hipsters today wear fucking...
Yeah, they're wearing like pink shirts and, I'm like, look at these assholes. Hey, fuck, I'm cursing them out and they go, fuck you. I go, fuck you. Fuck me. We're going to beat the piss out of you. I was like, boy, they're pretty... Next thing you know, the whole thing turned on me. And I'm just like, holy shit. It's like 50 minutes, the whole crowd's like, they're not leaving. It's not like they're just booing to get off. They're like, we're coming on. You know what I mean? They didn't want me to leave. They're just like, come down here. And I'm going, holy shit. And then Joe Yannetti came on, because he was with me. And he walks on in the camel hair coat, of this long coat. He walks on and he goes, folks, his opening line, I'll never forget. He goes, folks, I'm from East E. Just to establish.
All Italians.
Now, this is a friend of mine. You're being very rude. We're leaving. Now, we're going to the kitchen. And the bouncer said, take me in the kitchen and leave me there till the whole crowd emptied out. And then Jonathan Katz told me that the first time he did a Tonight Show, he got cocky. He went on. They booed him again. They wanted to beat the shit out of him. He hid in the sound booth behind the stage. And then the owner came out and goes, Jonathan left. They go, bullshit, he's in that room. He goes, no, there's a door there. There's a secret door he left on the back.
Dr. Katz has left the building.
He had to lie to them.
That's the kind of place Nick's what? It was a room in Boston.
Yeah, it was yeah.
And it was, and you'd see the best killer shows, but that had that element. And Louis hit it on the head. I remember Louis saying, it's not that when they don't like you, it's not that they just don't find you funny. They get mean about they okay, I understand you don't think I'm funny, but why would that make you angry?
Yeah,
why do you want to beat the fuck out of me?
Right, they would be very angry.
And Boston's a confrontational. It still is.
Yeah.
I remember Tell coming back from the Comedy Connection. This had to be 10 years ago, and going, "What the fuck? I saw like 8 brawls." He goes, "That's like 1970 there." Anyways,
so funny.
We're gonna take a break. We're gonna keep Quinn around. You can stick around, can you?
Yeah.
Please. Look, you wouldn't even say yes. He's like, okay.
What do you mean? I could stay till 7:30.
Beautiful.
I have a show.
Do you?
Yeah, I have a show at the.
You still doing stand up?
No, at the Friars Club.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Who's getting roasted?
It's not a roast.
No, it's not
stand up. Yeah.
Oh, it's just stand.
Yeah.
Jackie Mason's daughter.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you doing that?
No, I couldn't.
Oh, that's so funny.
I got to run out of here. Anyways. All right, so we come back, 866-969-1969, and we will talk. I want to talk about Quinn's trip to Ireland and to my homeland of Italy, where he's had some really mean things to say. Back after this.
What everybody always says, we need.
Unbelievable. Woo! That's the great Colin Quinn. That's from New York Story, no?
No, I think that's from Constitutional.
Is it so?
Yeah.
Holy moly. Those are both streaming still on Netflix?
You sound like you don't believe me, but yeah, they are.
No, I believe you. I didn't. Did you write these, Donna?
They're going to be
producer
on.
did.
They're streaming. They're being hacked right now as we speak by whoever did HBO.
Follow him on Twitter at I am Colin Quinn and visit colinquinn.com for his tour dates.
Yeah, you can buy a lovely T-shirt. But they're very comfortable T-shirts. They're good for sleeping in.
He's got a shirt that says I'm with Mama Luke. With a picture of me. Huh? Hey, so, all right, you just got back from, let's talk about your homeland first, Ireland.
Right.
Was it a festival over there?
Right. Yeah, it was an Irish comedy festival, Dublin Comedy Festival.
So I guess Eddie Brill put it together.
They,
no?
Yeah, and it was, it was so funny because, it's like everybody there, I'm looking at I'm seeing all my relatives because I was never there. So I'm looking at all my, everybody there. I'm like, that looks like my cousin. That person's posture is like my, you know what I mean? It's this Irish posture.
Yes.
But I mean, it's, I felt like so, connected immediately, even though they hate Irish Americans. And I talked about that the whole time, of course, on stage. They don't hate us, but we annoy them. You know what I mean?
Why is that so? This place, Rosie O'Grady's, I go in for a drink. They have this heavy Irish accent, the bartenders are from and I go, what are your favorite beers? And he goes, Guinness and Budweiser.
Yeah.
And they sell Bud by the ton in Ireland. That's like going to Italy and going, ragu out of a jar. That's how I took Budweiser, that cat piss. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, but Guinness, everybody drinks Guinness over there.
That I kind of understand, but it's too smooth for me. That kind of... So why would they hate Irish Americans?
Well, they hate Irish. They call us plastic patties, like fake Irish guys, And
plastic patties.
They call them plastic patties, and they feel like. Well, first of all, they don't like the fact that we come over and go, "Hey, any Quinns around here?" Like everybody wants to, you know what I mean? Yeah. And then they said, and they hate the fact that we're always like say, "I'm Irish." So one of my things I was telling them, I go, "I know you guys don't like we say we're Irish because we're not, we're American." And I go, I never say I'm Irish. I say I'm Irish American. I go, I'm lying. I say I'm Irish my whole life. Nothing you can do about it. I've been saying this since I was 3. What are you going to come over and fucking police me? But what I heard they do, which I don't know if it's true, because Irish is tourists anywhere. But we're like, hey, American, Irish. And they said that everybody goes to kiss the Blarney Stone, and I heard the locals piss on it.
Oh my God!
I would be surprised.
We're talking about the kids with the pop-up collars at Nick's. Right, it sounds like this type of. They're pissing on the blood, and then people put their lips. Oh, come on.
I don't know if that's
goodness.
true. Maybe it's the guy
I'm
that washes
sure
it off. They probably have to wash it off or it would eventually disintegrate.
Yes, all the acidity.
Yes, especially from those people. It's not like they have a great diet.
Cabbage and Budweiser. They should be shitting on it. Unbelievable. How 866-969-1969. We're talking to the great Colin Quinn, who just did comedy in Ireland, and I've done comedy overseas a handful of times, and my shit really doesn't fly. I got to be honest with you. I feel like I have too many Americana references in my act. Or something. I don't know, but you're like Shakespeare with your one man shows. You study human behavior and you're like a sociologist and a.
But you also do get a lot of you get a lot of like chemist instead of drugstore, news agent instead of bodega. Like there's things you say the wrong. You're going to say the wrong word. Like a lot of stuff. The Irish guys say, I didn't get, but the whole crowd's crying. And a lot of stuff we say, like, you think that's my big joke. It's not getting laughed. But even there's a couple of political correct, like really? I got one tweet, like, Colin Quinn, how could you allow his homophobic, because they do a whole thing about the Catholic Church. How could you talk about the Catholic Church without mentioning the gay influence? You know what I mean? It's not even homophobic. It's just a big, And so anyway, of course, people always.
Somebody tweeted that?
Yeah, there's always somebody on point somewhere making sure, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But most people loved it. I mean, I did great there. I really.
Did you?
Yes, I loved it.
Did you really?
I would have done it in Italy if I could have done comedy in Italy. I would have loved it.
I didn't go over well there either.
Wouldn't that be great to do comedy in Italy?
I don't know. Would it?
I don't know. I mean, people do it in France in English.
I know, but you don't know who's in the audience. Even at Nick's in the 80s, I told you.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Big Italian guy and his wife, she's yelling shit out. I started zinging her. It was actually at Kowloon's, Nick's at Kowloon's above a Chinese restaurant. It's an Italian guy. He had like an 18-inch neck. I'm zinging his wife. He goes like this. He had a sports coat on. He opens it. There's fucking butt of the guts. I'm like,
yeah, she's a good lady, though.
I'm just busted. Look at her. She's beautiful.
Well, yeah, they used to have the, remember in the 80s they had like the cop was, the security cop, they had a cop at the door, an armed cop at Nick's.
Yeah.
This is the difference. They have an armed cop at Nick's for security because kids are so rowdy.
Yeah.
And if you wanted Coke, you had to go see him.
It was
wild.
What a wild place, man. And Dominic ran it, and who knows what he was into.
Right.
Don Gavin would come in with a picture of Black Russians on one hand and a newspaper. He'd go right into the office and bet college basketball. He'd be in there. And the MC would bring him up. He'd be in there, run out,
Yeah.
Guy couldn't have been happier. The guy's already been doing it for 30-something years. He's got his newspaper. He fills out his...
Well, Don Gavin was that guy, like his first hour apparently was like just almost off the top of his head. Like the first time he did comedy, Lenny Clark wanted to fight him. Because he goes, where have you worked before?
It was an open mic.
He goes, no, I never worked before. He goes, where'd you work before? He goes, no, I never worked. And Lenny was going to fight him.
Yeah.
He's like, you're lying.
It was an open mic. You think alcohol might have been involved in that conversation?
You're lying, bastard.
This is circa 1978.
Yeah.
At the Ding Ho. You think they might have got it? And if you guys want to, the stories Colin bringing up, we're talking Boston. There's that when Stand Up Stood Out, that documentary.
Fran Salomeda's movie.
Yeah, if you want to, and you don't have to be from Boston to appreciate it. If you're a Stand Up fan, please get that. When Stand Up Stood Out, you will be so. I remember Fran calling me to be in. I'm like, I'm not going to go to L.A. This is not going to see the light of day.
Right.
And then when I watched, I almost started crying. I was so upset.
Yeah, of course you should.
I you know what? But I'm like, I didn't belong in that anyways. I mean,
he had all those crazy.
He's talking to Sweeney, and these are the guys you want to hear from. Kenny Rogerson.
Oh, they were nuts.
Kenny's sitting there going, well, they were interviewing him. He's in like a shitty comedy club. He's like, yeah, I'm here tonight, but because I was doing blow every night instead of working on my act. And the guy was.
It reminded me. They were like hockey players from the 70s. They were these like guys with these giant mustaches, and they were just wild, maniac, chain smoking, drinking coke. Just. All their money went, and they just went on there and just went crazy.
They lived in a house together.
Yeah.
Kevin Meaney and Kremet, they had a house like off of Com Ave, like a fraternity for comics. And didn't you get dragged over there?
No. When I went up there the first time I went there, I was 86, and I said, thank God I don't live here because I would have died. Thank God I was in New York comedy.
Yeah, you would have.
All the Jews that don't drink. You know what I mean? They were like, hey, we're here to do comedy. We're here to do this. And it wasn't like a culture like, let's get in Boston, I was like, I'd die up here. I'd never last.
And people did. They would kick me out of the green room at Knicks because I wasn't doing blow at that point. They'd go, hey, either get in, get out. And then Panett would waddle in there with Kenny and Sweeney, and the door would slam.
Yeah.
And then I did it once. Panett, after a couple of years, wore me down. After like a year and a half, I did a line before I went on. I'm on stage, and I'm up there, and my hand was in my pocket. Some guy yells out right in between, hey, relax up there. I looked down. I had my hand. I was jiggling my car keys in my pocket. Like a mile a minute. He goes, hey, relax up there. Everybody started laughing. I looked down at my hand, and then my lip kept getting stuck on my teeth and shit. And I come off, he's like, because my timing was all fucked up. He thought it was so. How did he not die that night?
Well, I got thrown off when the story opened with Panett finally wore me down. I was like, oh, where's this going?
Let's go to, excuse me, Randy in California has a comment about the Blarney Stone, actually. Randy, say hi to Colin.
Hey, Nick. Hey, Colin. Great show. I'm surprised you actually took my call because I figured you'd assume I'm some liberal asshole.
Well, I did, but you seem like a nice guy.
But I lived in Scotland, Edinburgh specifically, for my undergrad, and we used to go over to Ireland all the time. And I heard the same rumor about pissing on the Blarney Stone, but they locked that place down tighter than Fort Knox at night, just because they have the poison garden there where it has a bunch of hallucinogenic plants and illegal shit like that.
Wow.
That it's growing in its natural state, but it's all heavily, guarded. So to get up there and actually piss on the stone, they would have to be Spider-Man because there's cameras everywhere, and they also, nowadays, as of a year ago, they spray down the stone after every person because you get all these old ladies with bright colored lipstick that come and kiss it. So that thing would look like the bottom of a table with chewing gum on it at the end of the day.
They should just give people the plastic lips like when I was a kid when you said those plastic lips. Hey, but let me ask you something. They have hallucinogenic plants there? Why?
I guess it's things that, like the mushrooms and just, they have nightshade, pot, all these things, and it tells you what they used to be used for. Like there's one where they would make tea out of it and would induce a miscarriage.
Wow.
So it has all these different...
Now, where can I get this?
I was trying to smuggle some of that back. I appreciate it. You guys are awesome. Have a good one.
Thanks, Randy. Very informative call. I know they have plants.
I didn't know that either.
They get acid, LSD plants,
mushrooms,
shrooms and shit.
How about we expected it to be like, hey, it was really wild to listen to music. It induces miscarriage. Like Jesus Christ, Randy, take it to a dark place, why don't you?
Get that up to 180th and Lenox. What? It's a joke, everybody.
Lennox doesn't go to 180th anyway.
I know. That's why it makes no sense. You can't get in trouble for something that logically couldn't. Dump that, will you? Just from Colin's look on his face. Too late?
Yeah.
Oh, what the fuck? 16-second delay.
Nothing
Come on.
bad.
All right. Yeah. The other time he told me he dumped something to him, my wife goes, that got through the second time. It's like a Cheech and Chong. When I get mad at him, I play.
I fucking hate the way you make me fucking ride you. Now get the fuck out of here.
I like that they listen to Disco Inferno in the background.
Yes, that was at the golfers' ball. Remember Richie April? No, the garbage man's ball.
Oh yes.
Richie April goes, the fucking garbage ball. Tony comes up to Richie and goes, hey, can I get some coke off you? Richie's like, you're not selling that? I have to go over to Nutley to get it. I have to go stop in Nutley to get it. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm selling it with your uncle. He goes, I don't give a fuck if you sell it with Walmart. It stops the fuck today.
I love that old Uncle Junior selling coke.
Yeah, I know.
An old man.
Absolutely. You saying that wouldn't happen?
No, I'd say it. Of course it would.
Connor in South Dakota. You're an Irish American. Are you an Irish American, Connor?
Yes, my grandparents came over from County Kerry, so I'll give a little perspective for, I run into a lot of Irish people off the boats, over the years that, they obviously, like Colin said, they don't like it when Americans refer to themselves as Irish. I usually say I come from an Irish family. I usually don't say I'm Irish. But what I explained to them is that you got to imagine or understand the United States, for the most part, between the Italians, the Irish, Polish, whomever, they've only been in this country for a little over 100 years. Or maybe more than that now, 150 for the Irish and less for the Italians and all. So that culture still has not dissipated completely. Now it's pretty much gone, and we're probably one of the last generations of guys still kind of holding on to that. But there still are parts of either food for Italians, especially not the Irish. Our food sucks ass, but the drinks and the music and everything else. But that has not gone away. So I try to explain to them that we still hold on to that because we can still remember people in our families that came from those places. And once I explained that to them, I think they sort of understood. They don't still really accept it that much, but they kind of get it a little bit.
Right.
The other thing they really don't like is my father, for example, absolutely hates British people.
Yeah, I know. They still hate British people.
Yeah. So whenever he starts talking about how much he hates the British and, he shows not support for the IRA, but they had coming kind of an attitude, they say, well, you would have no idea what that was like to go through the troubles and all that stuff in Northern Ireland, because my dad's grandmother was from Northern Ireland.
Right.
So it's, so they say, you don't know what it's like, you can't understand what the fears that caused in this country. So you gotta you gotta avoid that, and just try to explain to them, hey, listen, we're still trying to hold on to the last threads of our culture in this country. It's pretty much gone. There's the Irish neighborhoods in most major cities are pretty much, kind of turned to either hipster neighborhoods or taken over by.
I know. Didn't you watch New York Story?
Yeah.
I explain all this.
Well, that's where you got all this information.
Yeah.
Thanks for the call, Connor. Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
I thought it was starting to sound familiar. We ever heard this before?
I was like, hey, wait a minute. South Dakota, too. That's kind of wild.
Yeah.
That must be wild out there. The Badlands. By the way, you ever see the movie The Badlands with Martin Sheen and Sissy Spacek?
I don't care for Sissy's work.
Oh, it's one of the best. Just the opening, the conversations they have. It's the most brilliant dialogue.
You're hit and miss with the movies. You gave me that.
What? What did I turn you on to? It wasn't
some of the most horrendous.
Oh, yeah? Like what? Like Just Friends? Funniest movie, underrated of all time.
Which one was?
Remember with
no.
Ryan Reynolds?
I don't know. Yeah, no. But you show me, what's the one? Clooney, Burn This Script or whatever the fuck it was called.
Burn After Reading?
Yeah.
Well, I didn't love it, but it was funny.
I did not see an ounce of funny in that.
You didn't think him funny when he's just this idiot with his dildo machine?
I don't even remember that.
I don't think I recommended that one, but it was kind of funny.
Yes, you did.
Right.
And there was another one, some British people they were selling food out of a truck or something.
That's
what you loved. And it was too culture. It was too highbrow for me.
Yeah, Lee. What's his name? Mike Lee. Oh, God, I love that movie.
Mike Lee, strong middle. Out of fucking Pittsburgh. What was that called?
I can't remember.
And I'm not saying
Life is Sweet.
Life is Sweet, which, and I could see how you loved it, because you're, like I said, you're more of a Shakespeare
maybe you're
type.
Maybe you're in a bad mood. But do you remember the guy's name was Aubrey? He's this big guy just standing there in love with her. And she's like, It's pretty funny.
I told you, I didn't find any humor in it.
Oh, fine.
But the one movie you did suggest that I love was a documentary on the Broad Street Bullies. I thought that had... anyway, let's get to Italy before we let you go. We got a few more minutes of Quinn here.
I loved Italy.
You went to Rome.
I need to go back to Italy.
What did you love about it? Was it you said just Rome, but you went out.
I went to Rome, Florence and Siena. But I'll tell you the truth. What I love about it is, first of all, the whole city, they never knock down all these buildings.
Right.
So every block you're on, you're with a building that's 2,000 years old.
Yes.
Or 1,500 years old. It's amazing.
It's like being at Helium. Go ahead.
And just that, you walk into, let's say you walk into a church, not a random church, but one of the church, but there's no tourists there.
Yeah.
They're inside, but I'm just like, let's go into this church. Giant, Caravaggio in the middle of this church. And it's like, just the amazing, the joy that they had, the Italian people, you know what I mean? That they had this joy to just say, we're going to put all,
what happened to that? What happened to that joy?
I'm sure, but but I'm just saying, just the beauty, just statues and all colors, it's amazing, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I saw the we went to this restaurant and they have like, what do they call them? Catacombs in the wall?
Yes.
Right in the walls where they used to put skulls and shit or whatever.
Yeah, throw a couple of skulls, a few potions maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, and now they got my appetizers sitting in there. I ordered quail appetizers and a sit where a guy's skull was in 12 AD.
And they dress, I mean, they all look beautiful. Like the young people look beautiful.
Yeah, they have a sense of fashion.
And they dress in there. You have their walk. They still have that cocky walk in New York. At least they did when I was a kid. But they just walk, they glide down the street.
They glide.
Yeah.
And they have a sense of fashion. A lot like Albany.
Yeah.
So, I love Florence.
Yeah.
Didn't you fucking love Florence?
Oh, my God. It's amazing. I mean,
yeah.
It's...
Within itself.
It makes you want to almost, like, I never would think, like, to move anywhere, but it makes you almost want to move there just because of the attitude that people have. You know what I mean? They just have this attitude like, hey, you know what I mean? It's right now. We're hanging out, you know.
Did you go to the Coliseum? Put the headphones on?
I went to the Coliseum. I didn't put the
You didn't rent the headphones in? They talk to you in the whole thing.
What did they say? Che fregare. Basciato calap.
They said Beyonce will be doing the halftime show.
Oh, but I like those things below. You know,
yes.
Yeah.
Where they...
In the Coliseum.
Yes.
Where like, they have all the things. You're waiting to go on. It's like the green room for the Coliseum, and you're waiting...
To fight a lion?
And there's like a lion in the next stall next to you.
Yeah. Can you fucking imagine?
And they're waiting to go on, too. They're probably just pacing.
It's how you felt at Nick's.
Yes, exactly.
In the back.
Pacing back and forth like a lion.
That's what I remember from that, too. Those rooms downstairs where they... Can you imagine?
So cool.
And if you can't imagine, go to North Korea, because he's still doing that with his people.
Jesus.
Fucking Shemp Howard from Ching Pa Wing.
Yeah. I'd like to do... We should do a European tour. That would be fun, wouldn't it?
Yeah, I think Bobby Kelly should open.
You know?
And we'll have Rogel.
I mean, that's the only problem with doing, like, comedy, like I was at that festival, thank God, because there were a few people I knew. But going by yourself is probably pretty lonely. Comedy can be lonely.
Are you kidding me?
Gotta go out by yourself. But we're too greedy. We're like, I don't want to... you want the money.
Well, the USO... Nah, at this point, I'll divide it up with anybody.
I'll whack it up with anybody.
After the way I get picked, come on.
I'll whack it up with anybody.
Because we had a great time with the USO. Remember? Japan?
Oh, yeah, that was fun.
I mean,
that was
how fun was that? Me, you, Kelly, and who else? Robert Kelly, you, me.
And what's her face? My assistant, Ellen.
It wasn't just, but there was another comic.
No, it was just
us three.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I've been lying the whole time. I said Godfrey was with us.
No, we called it the Three the Hard Way Tour. That's why I remember.
Japan was, oh, man.
Nick Dipaolo, Japan. Just in case you think, Nick, I'm telling you right now, every night he would call the Marines politically correct pussies, and every night they would take it and come up to him afterwards and go, you're right, sir. They make us be politically correct. So if you think he just yells at you, don't kid yourself. He yells at rooms full of Marines, and they took it. And came up to him afterwards.
And they were smoking outside and going, yeah, we can't. That's the first time I had ever heard of the concept of rules of engagement. And they said, we can't shoot at somebody unless we're shot at. I couldn't believe. I thought they were busting my chops.
Right.
Again, under fucking jerk off of the last 8 years.
No, that was like, what year was that? That was under Bush.
Was it under Bush?
Yeah.
Okay.
That was 2004. It was 2004.
No.
Yes.
I must have went there another time then. With Bob Kelly.
No, you went to you went with Audie and them to the Afghanistan.
Afghanistan, yes, yes. But
Rules of Engagement, by the way, a great show. David Spade and Patrick Warburton.
Let's go. Let's go to Nick in California. Nick has a comment on Burn after reading. Go ahead, Nick.
Hey, what's going on?
What's happening?
Nick, you gotta watch. I just watched it yesterday for the first time.
Yeah.
The white supremacist, the head guy from Oz, the one who fucks the...
Yes.
He's in that?
The CIA superior, right? So everything is going on. There's dead bodies fucking piling up everywhere. And the superior comes in and he's talking. He's like... It's like, we'll get the FBI to help interface on these bodies. It's like, no, God, no. Don't get those fucking idiots involved. They'll ruin everything. Just burn it.
Yeah.
That's their solution to everything. What did we learn? I got no fucking idea, but I know if I know, I'd be fucked. So, just
right.
get through it. I mean,
you're right. That last...
Coen brothers, I'm making it sound shitty, but...
I got to watch it
but
again,
you're right. That last monologue by him made me laugh. I watched it twice.
Fucking great.
It's the greatest. He's so funny. He goes, fuck, what do we learn? Fuck if I know. Fuck. You just that monologue. You're right. It was so great. I'll watch it again. Nick might have been. You might have been.
You're right. I might have
distracted. You have to really sink your teeth into it.
Andy, did you see that one?
Yeah, I've seen it. Coen Brothers. Yeah.
Yeah.
J.K. Simmons.
Andy didn't like it that much.
Yeah, not my favorite Coens.
Well, it's not your favorite. The favorite is Miller's Crossing. Miller's Crossing is the masterpiece of all time.
It is good.
Not only is it good, but everybody in it is fucking brilliant. And then at the end, John Turturro comes on and steals the movie from everyone.
Now, you're going to tell me that was better than Practical Magic with Sandra Bullock.
I think Nicole Kidman was in that one, too, wasn't she?
Yes, I believe so.
I would have gave her top billing over Sandra Bullock, but...
Colin sends me a picture on his phone on the way back from Ireland or whatever. And I did this, too. I tweeted.
He's on the plane.
He's on the plane. He tweets the movies. You're on JetBlue, probably. The movie screen on the seat. And it was, what was the movie?
It was Analyze This.
He has a problem with all those movies.
And then I started watching it. It was
your boy Billy's in there, right?
Yes.
Anything with Billy Crystal.
I'll watch
Colin will call me. He does this, and I fall for it. He'll give it like a couple months in between.
Yeah.
Hey, put on HBO. They're doing a thing on Kinnison. I'll flip over. It's fucking. What's the one when Curly's
Forget
Gold?
Paris?
Curly's Gold.
Oh, Legend of Curly's Gold. City Slickers 2, Legend of Curly's Gold.
I fall for it every time. Oh, my God. Frank in the Bronx. Final call with Quinn. Say hi to Colin and say bye to him. Ed.
Hey, Colin, what's up, pal? How are you?
How are you, Frank?
Oh, I'm fantastic. I was following you on Twitter. It seems like the homeland was good to you. I'm glad you were able to go back. But I can't imagine you in fucking Italy going, how you doing? Forget about it. I mean, is there any comedy in Italy right now?
Oh, forget about it. I mean, that's the whole thing now. I don't know. It's not a comedic place.
No, the migrants seem to be putting a damper on that scene.
Well, a couple of people actually mentioned that to me. He goes, Italy's not going to be Italy. He goes, they should burn down these moscati. That's what some guy said to me, yeah. Frank's probably Italian anyway. He's from Bronx.
Yeah, Frank, you're Italian, right, Frank?
Forget about it. Of course I am. But listen, how do you think Nick's doing there, Colin? You've been around this radio thing. I mean, you are a fucking... you know every movie, every fucking horrible movie. You know every fucking word of every movie.
That's right.
16 Candles. Give me a song.
That wasn't even a horrible one.
That was a good one.
I was thinking more of like Love Actually and Notting Hill. Those are my favorites.
I saw the last American Virgin the other day.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, it was a bad one. It was
That's a
bad.
zinger.
The other one was Richmond, what was it? Sean Penn's first movie.
Fast Months at Times at Richmond High. No, but you got to, if you really want to watch a good movie, watch Cheaper by the Dozen 2 with Steve Martin. He's a football coach. It's very good.
Hey, how about
if you like football, you got to watch it.
How about Let It Ride? Let It Ride about the horses, the ponies.
Oh, that could have been good, though.
No, I thought it was great. I thought you could have played Crocodile Dundee in that movie.
Frank, how about this movie? Me and Colin both read for this. We didn't get it. We were very disappointed.
I love you for helping me to construct of my life, not a tavern, but a temple.
I'll give you a hint. Tom Papa was in it.
Yes.
Papa was in it.
Oh, yeah.
I love you because you have done so much.
Candelabra.
How good was he in that, Michael Douglas?
Oh, my, both of them.
Out of
Jesus.
How many times did you have to do the sex scene together?
They said we weren't believable. It was actually, all right, Frank. All right, Frank. Hey, thank you.
We got a situation.
I got that situation. Take it easy.
What are the odds he's from East Tremont? About 90 guarantee.
Candelabra.
Michael Douglas is like one of the greatest actors of all time.
But that movie, Colin, I can't make my. I've watched it 6 times because I'm belly laughing. I'm not supposed to be, but at some points in the movie, I'm like, this is a good movie. But then at other points, it feels like a 2-hour SNL sketch with Matt Damon and Michael Douglas.
But that's how Liberace was, though. He was that. You were supposed to kind of laugh
point,
at him.
I guess.
You know what I mean? Like he knew people were laughing at him too. You know what I mean? Like he knew it was like a kind of a what do you call it? You know, kitschy.
But that's not what they. Yeah,
they wanted. They knew people were laughing during that movie. Of course, they had to. Come on,
Jesus Christ!
Come on.
I just couldn't. I'd be fucking belly laughing.
It wasn't Angels in America.
Oh my God! That's the. Let me tell you about Angels. Pacino, right?
Yes.
There's a scene where he's on the phone.
Yes.
He's on the phone. Like he's talking like somebody in the room, and he's on the phone. It is the greatest acting job I have ever.
Cats. It's about cats. What do I know? It's cats. Tickets to cats. Remember? That's it. That scene, right?
I'd watch that. That was so good.
He's amazing in it.
He's getting like 3 calls. I got this guy on.
He's unbelievable.
You have to rehearse that for 3 weeks to get it.
He's unbelievable in that movie. I agree with you. He's a master. Anybody that says he's an overactor, you can kiss my grits. He's fucking amazing in that goddamn movie.
And the other thing I loved was Torch Song Trilogy.
Oh, well.
I just want to be loved. Is that so wrong? I keep forgetting to pull that clip. Anyways, we're going to let Quinn go. He has a gig to go to at the Friars Club.
Yes.
Right? And if you want to see him, he's all over Netflix. A New York Story.
Yeah.
Unconstitutional. They're both streaming now on Netflix. Follow him on Twitter. By the way, when I say follow somebody on Twitter, you got to follow Quinn because he mastered it before anybody did. And he's been playing people for how many years now you've been on Twitter?
I don't know, like 7 years.
Put a book out, will you, of you just torturing
my tweets.
Oh my God, please do that.
But I can't put their responses because then they'll probably try to charge me for it.
Yeah.
They'll sue me. I'll be in court for the next 10 years.
I got a good lawyer, nice. Hit him up on Twitter at I am Colin Quinn. Visit colinquinn.com for his tour dates and other information. Quinny, you're the best. We can't thank you enough for coming in here.
Congratulations, show's going great, man.
We don't know. We have we get no feedback.
Oh, really?
My parents are like, I think I might have a shot. But other than that, we don't hear anything.
They give you a marble desk. There's got to be something.
All right, folks, we're going to take a break. Back after this. This is Wednesday, and I'm having fun. That's no comment on that. I was thinking it's like,
one more tomorrow.
That's the lorazepam and the trazodone and the Advil PM. How's Soft Serve? You talked to him, Lacey? Soft Serve is Brendan's brother who's in there.
No, I talked to his wifey and kids, though.
Yeah, how many's he got? How many kids? How many kids he got?
Well, they're not his kids. They are 3 kids that he has kind of taken ghetto custody of.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Ghetto custody.
Yeah, he's doing well. He's, I want to see him on. Well, he's in Kentucky, right?
Yeah, at Eddyville.
At Eddyville.
That means something in Kentucky.
Colin did a show in Colin. Andy did a show in Eddyville, didn't you? The fat black pussy cat in Eddyville. Thanks to the great Colin Quinn, as usual. Guy's been around, knows what he's talking about. HBO, I wanted to get to this. I don't know if we'll have time for calls or not. I hope so. But did you hear about the big hacking thing? HBO. Insiders fear leaked emails as FBI joins investigation. HBO is reeling from a sophisticated cyber attack that potentially compromised, listen to this, folks, 7 times the amount of data stolen in the Sony hack as the FBI investigates potential culprits. Breached by an apparently coordinated cyber attack that experts explain could expose, listen to this, a staggering 1.5 terabytes of data. Or data. I like to say data. That's 7 times the hack. Remember they hacked Sony Pictures?
Yeah.
7 times bigger. They say it was sophisticated, according to the Hollywood Reporter, targeting a specific content in data housed in different locations, suggesting multiple points of entry. Even more chilling, there was no ransom demand, leaving the motive in question and raising the specter that video footage, internal documents, or even email correspondence could be leaked. On July 30th, hackers going by the name of Little.Fingers66. Is Voss? Is Rich Voss hacking into shit? Boasted to the media about pulling off the greatest leak of cyberspace era. As a teaser, they provided a link to a script from, listen to this, August 6th episode of Game of Thrones. Yeah, can you fucking imagine? No. And promised much more. At the same time, unaired episodes of Ballers and Room 104 began surfacing online. I know. Now it's like, you're like, oh, not Game of Thrones. What?
Ballers.
And they're going to release a couple Gilligan's Islands episodes that lost footage of Bob Denver getting in a fight with Tootsie Magoo. Toots Magoo playing Mrs. Howell. But listen, to put in context, 1.5 terabytes, I even knew this myself, or 1,500 gigabytes claim. In the Sony case, about 200 gigabytes of data was released online, as compared to 1,500 in this hacking of HBO. A damaging deluge that, brought the studio to its knees as far as Sony, so you can imagine what it's going to do. The entire Library of Congress is estimated to contain 10 terabytes of print content total. Yeah. Fucking huge. That's how you know there's a lot of video, because those files are humongous, obviously. Sources say HBO is working with the FBI and cybersecurity from Mandiant, which led the forensic investigation of the Sony hack. Ironically, Mandiant also was targeted by hackers around the same time as the HBO breach. Ay. HBO. I don't know. I have mixed feelings. Mixed feelings about them getting hacked because of all their liberal poo-poo caca programming.
If I could, I'd grab this microphone and I'd beat your brains out with it, because that's what she deserves. That's what she deserves.
I get mixed feelings because they really never gave me a they gave me the young comedian special, but of course my manager had to twist arms and break eyes and noses to get that for me. And then Chris Rock, I wrote for him for 2 years, but he called, personally. And nothing to do with the HBO people who never gave me a sniff after that. Did they? Not that I know of. Where are you going after the show?
Concert.
Which gets all defensive.
I don't want to be defensive. Well, people react like that when I say something very quickly.
You're like me.
I think they think I'm being argumentative.
No, you're like me.
I've been being accused of this my whole life.
You and I sympathize.
It couldn't be further from the truth. It just sounds like that.
Well, this is how it was. Concert.
Yeah, it's that one word.
It's sort of the face. No, it was the face. Concert.
Maybe it's the guinea. I don't know.
I get the same shit my whole life. Why being a wise guy? I go, I have a sarcastic tone. Louis actually defended me with the doorman at this club down in the Village years ago. We first came to New York, and the guy asked me, and I said, "What kind of beer do you got?" Something. And the guy goes, "What are you being a wise ass for?"
Yeah.
And Louis goes, "He wasn't being a wise ass." And I go, "That happens." He goes, Louis had to explain. He goes, "You have like this natural sarcastic tone." And he goes, "That guy's actually bigoted towards," like he was explaining even back then. Louis had this whole theory on.
I think that's what it is. Sarcastic.
You hear
90%
it too
of the time.
Yeah, but it was more your face. You want concert? The fuck? You want tickets? Cocksucker? Not for nothing. I'm going to see a concert.
Yeah, starting now, I got to bolt down to the Garden.
Who you bolting for?
Fish.
Fish? Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, they're like Jerry Garcia wannabes, these Fish.
You don't know anything.
Oh, please. I had their live album from Budokan. It stunk.
What the hell's going on out here?
I enjoy it.
Matter of fact, there was a Fish concert going on in Manhattan. I think Colin Quinn was with me. I get pulled over by the cops. And Quinn was like, I know all the cops. Don't worry about it. And it was people, Fish fans.
Yeah.
Because Colin was laughing at the whole picture because he knows how much I hate these hippie fucks or whatever. And then Colin's bragging that he's going to get us off with his ticket. And the cop comes over, just didn't even know.
Oh, yeah. I got bigger fish to fry.
Yeah, exactly. It was just I get the ticket, there's Fish people fucking walking in front of my car.
I hate the fucking fans, too, to be honest. I can't stand them.
Oh, my God. But, HBO, so this is unbelievable, man. I mean, can you imagine they're threatening to release Game of Thrones. And again, no demand for ransom and shit, so, maybe they can release my young comedian special. Get that back into circulation. Get that back into circulation. It'll be devastation. But are you happy about that? Again, I have like 9 HBO channels. Do you get 9?
I got them all, yeah.
I've watched one, and I barely watched that. The movies are horrendous. It used to be, when I first moved into my house, I'd recognize some of the movies, and but now, it's all these nerdy Voltex, Revenge of the fucking Planet Zeron. Huh.
Original programming. That's all I watch.
Yeah, no, that's all it's good for. I mean, an occasional fight. I'll stumble over Bill Maher's show and, get angry in 3 seconds. But other than that, there's 9 HBO, and it's costing me in the ass. So I am thinking of getting rid of it, although the Game of Thrones episode, that's going to break some hearts of some nerds, isn't it? They're going to really ruin it. Spoiler alert! Littlefinger's 6'6". I just pictured Voss.
That's a character in Game of Thrones, Littlefinger.
Oh, thank you for explaining that.
Yes.
I thought it was just a midget doing the hacking. Oh, is it? Is it a midget character?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I always see him in the trailers and shit. What's his real name?
I don't know his real name.
Stu McGillicuddy?
Peter Dinklage.
No, that's not
the one. That's the one I was thinking.
Peter, he was saying that is Peter Dinklage Littlefinger. He's not.
Oh, okay.
No, he's Tyrion Lannister.
Yeah. So
I can see how you would make that connection.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you clarified that. It's like Jack Seward's Ding Fletching. We used to laugh after those. Was it Hawaii 5-0? Oh. They give Japanese names. Every comic used to do a bit on it. Ting Fletching as do diving. I mean, horrendous. It would blow the roof off the place. So you're gonna go see Fish?
Yes.
Brandon, your thoughts on Fish?
Zero opinion on Fish and the Grateful Dead and all those hippie jam bands, man.
You're not into
Those are the only two I like. I don't like the jam music.
Well, what other two are there that are worth listening?
There's a bunch of offshoots of jam band, what is considered jam band, that genre, which I don't like.
Yeah,
I like
I
Fish
could
and I
see
like
them
the
as
Dead.
a
And
fraternity.
I like the Dead way more than Fish.
You like them, let's say, better than Hootie and the Blowfish? Now, there's a band that can rock.
I don't know about
Let's go to Jared in Nebraska. Jared, what's going on?
Hey, you see the NAACP just passed a travel advisory for the entire state of Missouri.
What? Why? What are we? What's going on in Missouri? Am I missing something?
They said that it's dangerous for people of color to travel through there, and they're advising people to make sure their relatives know they're traveling through there, take bail money with them.
Can you imagine?
Just perpetuating this perpetual victimhood bullshit mentality.
That is, and it was based on, well, I'm saying no specific incident, but obviously all the shit that went on in Ferguson and
so at Missouri, at the University of Missouri, and they said there was some specific examples of a guy that was mentally disabled and he got lost in southern Missouri or something.
And that's the cops' fault, too?
They're going to send Gene Hackman down there to straighten shit out of him.
Jesus. All right. Thank you, Jerry. I did not know that. Oh, yeah, I did some wild stuff. I did not know that. Stay out of Missouri. St. Louis, Missouri. Home of the blues and none of the blues. Home of Eddie Griffin. Isn't Eddie from...
I really couldn't tell you.
He cracks me up, too, man. But statewide advisory? What is going on? Huh? Seriously, we're coming apart. It's, coming apart. Ignoring the fucking Coast Guards, ignoring the trans ban. There's 14 cities saying, no, you can't look into voter fraud. We're ignoring you, Mr. President. Fuck you with your sanctuary city law. Fuck your ban. Really? Okay. Well, wait till conservatives start doing that shit. I wish the Dems would get in power so we could start our fucking... You want to see this country fall apart? Like Sugar in the Rain? Sugar in the Rain. Wasn't that an album by Fish?
Fish's second album.
Play some. Can you play a little Fish just to get me angry? Andy's going to see Fish in a few minutes, and I'm going to go have a fish at. Speaking of fish, you see those two that just walked by? Look at a couple of 70-year-old flounder. I'm doing visuals on the radio, folks. Come on, will you?
I want to pick a good one.
Yeah, what does that tell you? It's taking you 10 minutes. Thank you. And this is a guy that loves them.
Here we go.
Oh, God. This is porn music. This is a guy getting his knob rubbed.
They're good. They're rockers.
Yeah, I can tell. Wasn't that crackling guitar?
Sometimes when you just coast along.
Oh, my God. I see a fat chick going down on a donkey cock right now.
Sometimes people build you up just so they can knock you down.
Oh!
What about this one?
866-969-1969. If you think Andy's wasting his time and money going to see Fish. Somebody join in my hate of this type of...
They played 13 nights at the Garden.
13 nights at the Garden. That's terrific. All right, that sounds like something. All right, now we're getting... Again, I know I'm being closed-minded, but... I I thought it was going somewhere. Now it's being drowned out by cymbals. But they have a real Grateful Dead about them, right?
Well,
a lot of broads who don't douche will be there, that type of
That
crowd.
part is true, yeah. Mostly heavy touring, so people follow them around, and they play different songs every single night.
Different songs every single night. How do they catch on? I mean, I wing it every single night. Word of mouth. I keep hearing that. Does that not work for comedy?
Why? They've been around 30 years now.
No, I'm saying. It's a big mouth. I'd be sitting there tapping my foot like I'm at a cookout. Who, you going by yourself?
No, me and two of my friends.
Who you going?
Brownie and Coughlin.
Brownie and Coughlin are going. Kevin Coughlin?
My oldest friends.
I'm guessing Mike Brown and Kevin Coughlin.
Steve Brown, Tim Coughlin.
Oh, not bad. We got a huge Fish fan on the line from Illinois. Ryan, tell me why Andy's not wasting his time.
They put on a great live show. I've seen them probably well over 100 times.
Oh goodness!
Every show is different, and I'm a musician, man. And those guys they're all educated, extremely talented musicians. And so, from a musician standpoint, watching them play and how they, correspond with each other on stage and just how it all comes together is extremely impressive from a musician standpoint.
Okay, I'm guessing 98% of the people aren't musicians, but they're still going for another reason, right?
Well, when I was younger, I went for other reasons.
All right, that's actually a legitimate reason to like him. This guy's a musician, and I know I'm fucking the phones are lighting up. I didn't fucking say I'm going to win this one. Thank you, Ryan. I'll tell you though, what I just listened to, that was very mediocre bass play. It's from what I was in a band called Haddock in high school, and Joe in Wisconsin, also a Fish fan.
Hey, Nick.
Hey, Joe.
Hey, man.
How old, Joe? How old are you? First of all,
I'm 33, so I've been seeing Fish for about 15 years.
Wow.
They are a hippie band, and I can see where you're coming from. But like once a year, me and all my buddies get together. We go see them, and they're a good time. There's a lot of people that dislike them, and I'm kind of a middle of the road, even conservative type of guy, but I can see where your guy's going. He's gonna have a good time, and 13 days at the Madison Square Gardens is pretty crazy.
Yeah,
if I did that, I'd probably end up dead or just move in there or something. I don't know.
Is there a lot of overlap between the Grateful Dead fans, and are they too old for Fish?
Yeah, there is, and now that John Mayer is playing with those guys, it's bringing in kind of a new crowd as well. But I'd say give them a shot. Maybe you should go tonight. You might.
Yes.
Like I don't know.
I'm gonna either do that. I'm gonna try heroin. I don't know. Thank you, Joe.
Ease in. Yeah. All right,
ease in. All right. Yeah. That I like.
They're both kind of bluesy bands.
Yeah. No, I'm getting I never got a bluesy feel for. Again, I'm not a Man Without Hats is my band, but
Dead's also bluesy a little bit too.
Yeah.
There's a lot more Americana.
That's kind of crisp and clean.
Oh yeah, good guitarist, man.
Yeah. You gonna get high? I want you home by 11, Andy. Is what I'm saying.
That'll be just walking out.
All right. Probably we get somebody on my side. Let's go to Dave in
Portland.
Yeah,
dude.
so
Which
he knows.
Portland?
He knows his hippie shit. Turn down the music so I can hear my guy. Dave, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, go ahead, Dave.
Yeah, I got suckered in by a friend of mine to help sell merchandise at a Fish concert 20-plus years ago.
Yes.
Worst 4.5 hours of my life.
Hey, you're selling merch.
Dave, are you Portland, Maine or Portland, Oregon?
Well, I live in Portland, Oregon, but this was years ago when I actually lived up in Canada.
Oh, no kidding.
Yeah, and I got to say this.
Yeah.
Stinkiest crowd I've ever dealt with, and I sold probably 1,000 stickers because that's all their fans could really afford was the stickers.
Oh, wow. Well, there you go. Well, that's all right. They were musical lovers. All right, Dave. Thank you. That's one of my columns. We only have, this is the last call of the night, and I only get it like a minute, Tyler, so I'm going to have to make it real quick, pal. He took mushrooms at a Fish concert. Go ahead, Tyler.
All right, real quick. I had some mushrooms. I drank a warm 6-pack of beer in Delaware when I saw Fish 15 years ago.
Yeah.
Started tripping my balls off, fell on the stairs, cracked my head open, and the doctor looked in my eye, said, "You don't need anything," and he put a staple gun to my head and fixed my head open. They just closed it. And now my brother, who's a born-again Christian who doesn't drink, wants me to go see Fish again this weekend.
All right, thank you, Tyler, for the call. That happened to me at the, you know what? I saw the Monkees, the last train to Clarksville.
That happened to my friend. That exact same story.
Did it really?
Yeah, they brought him in the back, stapled his head, ushered him out.
There you go. All right, hey, thanks to the great Colin Quinn and all the callers tonight, and we will talk to you kids tomorrow, same time. Take care of yourself.